Is it okay if my 8-month-old isn't crawling yet? If you've ever Googled that at 2 a.m., you are not alone. Here's the thing, most people don't realize. Babies aren't taught to move, they're wired to move. Our job? Make sure nothing gets in the way. Motor development isn't a race, but there are simple science-backed ways to support it. I'm Dr. Mona, pediatrician mom, and your guide through this wild first year of babyhood. Today I'll walk you through 6 real-life ways to support your baby's gross motor skills without pressure, charts, or overwhelm. And if you're into confident, evidence-based parenting, hit subscribe and let's dive in. Understand the natural progression of motor skills. Before we dive into what to do, let's understand what's happening. Motor development follows 2 major principles. Head to toe, babies develop control from the top down. Center out. They gain strength from the core before the limbs. That's why your baby can hold their head up before they can sit up. And while they'll bat at a toy with their whole arm before they master that precise Cheerio pincer grasp. Think of it like building a tree. You start with the trunk and roots, the core, then the branches, arms and legs, and eventually you get the fine little twigs, fingers and toes. You don't build a tree by starting with the leaves. So here is how this typically unfolds in the first year. And remember, this progression can overlap. 0 to 3 months, head control. They're lifting that heavy bobblehead of theirs during tummy time, building neck strength and upper back stability. 4 to 6 months, rolling. Some roll belly to back, others back to belly, and it all counts. Rolling is their first real way of changing locations. Think of it as a baby's first Uber ride, self-driven. 5 to 8 months, sitting. First with a little tripod action where their hands are forward, then eventually sitting unassisted. This builds core strength and balance. 6 to 10 months, crawling. A full body cross pattern workout that connects the left and right brain. Some army crawl, some bear crawl. There's no one size fits all. 8 to 10 months, pulling to stand. Babies start testing vertical life using furniture, your leg, or the family dog as support. 9 to 11 months, cruising. That sidestepping shuffle while holding onto furniture, that's cruising, and it's a huge balance builder. 11 to 15 months, walking. And finally, those adorable, wobbly, drunk-looking first steps that make everyone cry. Happy tears, of course. Bonus, each new skill doesn't erase the last one. They layer. Crawling builds on sitting, sitting builds on rolling. It's like a baby CrossFit with a developmental blueprint. If you're wondering what to look out at each stage in that first year or when to ask your pediatrician for input, I've linked a free first year milestones to monitor guide below. It gives you a simple, clear overview of what's expected and what might warrant a check-in. No stress, just a helpful tool. Start tummy time early and often. Tummy time is one of the best things you can do for your baby's motor development, but let's be honest, not all babies love it. And if your baby protests, you're not doing anything wrong. Tummy time isn't meant to be a 30-minute scream session on the floor. It's about giving your baby a chance to build strength through positive discomfort. That means it's a little challenging, but not distressing. So what actually counts as tummy time? Way more than you probably think. You can lay your baby belly down on your chest while you recline or drape them over your lap after a feed. But please make sure for safety reasons that you are awake. You can use a rolled up towel or nursing pillow under their chest for support on the ground. You can sit them on your thighs facing you while you talk or sing. You can place them on a mirror mat so that they're entertained by their own reflection. Or simply lay next to them on the floor and be their personal hype squad. The key is short, playful bursts, even just a minute at a time, starting from day 1, whenever you're able. Remember, don't worry so much about meeting a certain daily amount, especially in those early months. You have a lot going on. Just do it when they're awake and you're awake, preferably not immediately after a feed if they're prone to spit up, or you can use a burp cloth. And hey, if you finally get your baby to enjoy tummy time without a total meltdown, hit that like button, because that's a win worth celebrating. Now, if your baby really hates tummy time and you're starting to worry, here's what to watch for. They're always tilting their head to one side. They seem stiff or are arching a lot. They aren't lifting their head at all by 2 or 3 months. They only tolerate being upright and never want to be flat. Or maybe you're noticing a flat spot developing on the back of their head. These could be signs of things like torticollis or low muscle tone, both of which are very treatable with early support. So if something feels off, check in with your pediatrician or a pediatric physical therapist. You're not overreacting, you're paying attention. And if you're finding this helpful so far, make sure to hit that subscribe button for even more content coming your way. Prioritize floor play over containers. If I could give new parents one golden rule for motor development, it would be this. The floor is your baby's best gym and maybe their best classroom too. Containers like bouncers, swings, and sit-me-ups can be helpful in short bursts. We all need to take a shower, eat, or just sit for a minute. But when babies spend too much time in them, it limits their movement and their learning. Because floor play, it's where babies roll, reach, pivot, scoot, and explore. They build strength, coordination, and balance, but also problem solving, cause and effect, and spatial awareness. And that combo of cognitive and motor development together, that is where the magic happens. For example, reaching for a toy that's just out of grasp isn't just physical. It takes planning, motivation, memory, and trial and error. That one little reach is basically a full body baby workout and a mini STEM project together. Here's what you can do. Set up a safe space on the floor with a soft blanket or mat. Offer a few simple toys, rattles, stacking cups, soft books. Let your baby move at their own pace without constant redirection. You don't need to entertain the whole time, just be nearby. Read a book, fold laundry, or cheer them on like their tiny personal trainer. And hey, this is also the foundation for independent play. When babies are free to explore on their own, they learn how to stay focused, engaged, and curious without needing constant stimulation. So over time, you might find that you actually don't need as many containers because your baby is learning how to move, play, and even entertain themselves all from the floor. Let them roll, reach, and repeat because that's how they grow from head to toe and from brain to body. Let babies struggle a little bit. It's a good thing. Let's talk about something that makes a lot of parents feel a little twitchy. Letting your baby struggle. Now, when we say positive discomfort, we don't mean letting them cry under the couch while you casually sip coffee in another room. We mean those small, safe moments when your baby is working hard to figure something out and you don't rush in to fix it right away. These moments are powerful because when you pause before responding or rescuing, you're giving your baby's brain and body a chance to work together. That's motor learning, that's resilience building, and that's confidence in action. So what does this look like in real life? If your baby is trying to roll and getting a little frustrated, try narrating before intervening. Say something like, "Oh, you're almost there. Try reaching your arm over." Your voice becomes their internal coach. If they're working to reach a toy and can't quite get it, wait a few beats. See what they try. That little effort, that's their brain solving a problem in real time. Now let's talk about when to step in. Step in if they're clearly stuck in a position and can't get out. Step in if they're starting to cry in frustration and can't calm without your voice or presence. And step in if they've been working at something for a while and their energy or mood shifts, you just hit their threshold. But if they're safe, alert, and still trying, hang back a moment. Cheer them on. That pause is where growth really happens. And just like you don't learn to ride a bike without a few wobbles, babies don't build coordination without effort and a little struggle. So if you've ever found yourself swooping in a little too fast, you're not alone. We've all been there. But drop a comment if you felt that urge to fix, and let's talk about what it means to support without solving all the time. Ditch the sit-in walker and use a push toy when they're ready. Okay, this one's big, so lean in. Let's talk about baby walkers. Not the push toys, the sit-in wheelie kind that babies zoom around the house in. I know they seem helpful, they keep your baby entertained, and they look like they're helping them walk, but here's the truth. They don't teach babies to walk at all. In fact, they can actually delay walking. And more importantly, those sit-in walkers are a safety hazard. We're talking tip overs, stair falls, head injuries, and every year thousands of babies end up in the ER because of them. That's why Canada banned them in 2004. Yes, banned. That alone should make us pause. So what's the better option? When your baby is starting to pull up and maybe even take a few independent steps, that's when a push toy can be useful. We're talking the kind your baby walks behind, not sits inside. A sturdy push toy supports their balance and builds confidence without putting them on wheels before they've earned their stride. But timing matters. If you introduce it too early, it can become a crutch and they end up leaning on it rather than learning how to balance on their own. So here's the sweet spot. Your baby is cruising along furniture. They started letting go for a second or two. Maybe they've taken 1 or 2 independent steps, or at least are clearly trying. That's your green light. Let them practice walking barefoot whenever possible because bare feet help with grip, balance, and sensory feedback. And don't worry about making it fancy. A push toy could be a wooden walker, a push cart, or even a laundry basket filled with toys. Bottom line, skip the wheelie walkers, say yes to movement that's earned, balanced, and confidence building. Use social and cognitive play to support movement. This is one of my favorite tips because it ties everything in child development together. Motor development isn't just about building strength, it's about why your baby moves in the first place. And that why? It's curiosity, it's motivation, it's connection. Cognitive and social development are the engine behind movement. But here's what we often forget as caregivers. The brain doesn't develop in separate departments. Motor skills, memory, attention, problem solving, they all build together. So when your baby reaches for a toy or crawls towards your face or pulls to stand because you walked into the room, that's not just a physical skill, that's their brain lighting up. Let's walk through what this looks like month by month with real easy ways to support it. From 2 to 6 months, encourage reaching and rolling during tummy time using toys, mirrors, and your voice. From 6 to 9 months, add soft obstacles and peekaboo games to motivate crawling. And from 9 to 12 months, use cruising furniture to spark curiosity and introduce simple handoff games to support balance and early social play. If your baby is pulling up to stand but not quite walking yet, give them a ball in either hand and have them try to walk to you. This can help them build balance without focusing on the fear they may have of falling. And throughout all of this, your baby's favorite thing to move toward is you and something that makes them excited. Your voice, your face, your reactions, a television remote. That's what makes them feel safe enough to take risks with you by their side and something that interests them. So yes, motor development is important, but the reason babies move, that's where the brain magic happens. When you support one, you support it all. And if you want a separate video on tips to use cognitive development to support other development like speech or motor skills, comment below. Here's the real takeaway. Your baby doesn't need perfect conditions to grow. They need chances to move, explore, and try things out with you nearby, cheering them on. You don't have to obsess over every milestone or track every skill like it's a checklist. Just focus on building the environment, tummy time, floor play, playful challenges, and a lot of encouragement. And if you ever feel unsure about what's typical or when to check in, I've linked a first-year developmental milestone guide below that outlines what to monitor and when to reach out. It's not a test, it's just a tool to help you stay informed. And of course, if something feels off, trust yourself and talk to your pediatrician. That's what we're here for. If this video gave you clarity or peace of mind, hit that like button. Share it with a friend who's in the baby trenches right now. We're not just raising babies who can crawl or walk, we're raising curious, capable humans. Let me know in the comments which tip was most helpful for you, and do not forget to subscribe for more videos on development, sleep, feeding, and everything in between. Stay well.